tell us about the play? Summarize it up. Cool.
So it's about a man named Matthew Shepard from Laramie who was gay, and one night at a bar, these two men pretty much take him out and execute him. And the whole play is really just like interviews that the people from the play company did while they were in Laramie, and it teaches yeah.
Yeah, I'll add to that. So basically, the two guys that met Matthew at the bar deceived him into leaving with them in their car to a remote area, to quote my lines exactly. And they tied him to a fence and they just beat him basically, and then left him out there for 18 hours. And yeah, the play company took interest and they came and they interviewed everybody. The two people that actually committed the crime, the dad of Matthew Shepard, just like a regular waitress. They interviewed everyone, and the play is just kind of following the trial and how Matthew was doing in the hospital and all that. And it's very, very interesting because you get all perspectives.
Were you guys, well, at first we weren't sure whether or not the play was going to get approved for us to be able to perform it. So during that period of time, did you feel I don't know, were you surprised that the school let us do it? How do you feel about the themes? It's more mature than stuff we've done before. Does anybody want to speak to that?
I think that it needed to be said, and with everything that's been going on within America, with gay marriage being passed within this past summer, everything has become so more relevant, and people who are still stuck in their old ways need to just be open to other perspectives and see that the show has other messages. So it was important.
I think this is really important for all of us because every day it's preached to us that you can't bully kids of their race, of their religion, whatever it is, and then it's important now to add sexuality to that list because there's no reason to discriminate anyone for any reason. And oftentimes being gay or whatever is left out of that. And I think it's important for all of us to, bring that message to people that you have to accept everybody.
So this exact what the play is about, the plot of the play happened in 1998. So how do you feel things have changed or stayed the same since then?
I think we're a lot more accepting now than we were back in 1998 or well before that even. I think we're more accepting than we were 5 years ago. But we still have ways to come. I think there is still some of that underlying discrimination and hatred towards the LGBT community today. But we have come a long way. We have more to come, or more to do, but we've come a long way.
I think it's really weird because we've come so far, but then again, not at all, because there's still the fact that, there's a reason why we have to put on this play, and there's a reason why people still need convincing, yes, we just got, gay marriage legalized everywhere, and that was, a huge step for us, but at the same time, there's still people who are not, changing their minds, and I think that this is a good step forward as well, even if it's just a tiny one.
We talked a lot about how the play allows you to form your own opinion. So does anybody, maybe someone who has a character from a more conservative perspective or anything, want to talk about, their characters and how it really allows the audience to hear all sides?
There's a lot of people who qualify as that.
I think Will's probably the most
qualified. Alright, so some of my characters, one of my characters is he's a friend of Matthew's, but at first he doesn't even agree with homosexuality after all this happens. But throughout the play you can progressively see him become more accepting, and I think it'll do that to some people. This play will do that to some people. The whole overarching thing of the whole entire play is acceptance and accepting everybody for who they are. And I think in that character especially, you can see progress being made throughout the play. So I think that some people will be able to connect to that a lot for sure.
was it hard for any of you guys? Like if you had like something like a character that went against like your beliefs, was it hard like for you, Will? Like was it hard to get into that character and play?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, with some of the characters I have, like, I go all over the spectrum, so some of them obviously don't portray what I believe personally, so just being able to get into that mindset as an actor is tough. And I'm sure it's tough for some other people who have different characters who believe in different things, so I just think that's on the actor in order to portray it as believable as possible no matter what you believe.
What do you hope people take out of the show?
With an open mind, I believe that this play will hopefully open the mindsets of not only our generation, but the older ones as well, since throughout their whole lives they've been taught that homosexuality is not a good thing.
Well, like I just said before about the whole, learning to accept people, because, homosexuality is included in the reasons why you don't bully people. I think that it's important that people come away with that, because, especially in this instance, it's an extreme case of bullying, but it's still bullying, and, it still happens, and so I hope that people who not necessarily, bully people because of their sexuality, but just stand by and let it happen, come away with the thought that, maybe I should do something, or, maybe I should take a step in the right direction, no matter what I think, no matter what my personal beliefs are.
I just hope, because usually when it comes to this issue, usually people's opinions are formed by their parents or by their religion or their friends or their classmates, and I just hope that because this play's so raw and the information is like just so true and not like messed with at all or tarnished, it's completely true, that they're able to just come in here with an open mind and form their own opinions, and whether that opinion is still that they feel that homosexuality is wrong, at least they got all of the information and were able to form their own opinions with true information in a true event. So
There definitely isn't a bias when it comes to this this play, because there's literally not a topic that they don't cover. So whether people come in here and they still walk away thinking homosexuality is wrong, that's okay, because this play is not meant to like push something on people. It's for people to think for themselves.
That's definitely the overarching message. I mean, it does deal with the specific case of a gay hate crime, but I think its overarching idea is acceptance and forming your own opinion, because that's, I mean, like they were saying, there's not a point of view that isn't discussed, that isn't talked about, and so I think it does a good job of giving you everything.
Oh, this play's like very, very serious, like very dramatic. How would you guys feel? Like this is something that like Shepard's never done before. So how would you guys feel if like a hate group or like a church actually tried to, I can't think of the word, but like go against
Protest.
it? Yeah, protest it. Yeah.
it'd be weird. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I think that'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I actually agree with her, because I mean, it would like more or less make it public, one, about the play, so maybe more people would come. But like, no, I mean, like,
I think it would
and
demonstrate
improve.
like the need for this play. If we did have someone coming here and protesting, it would show just how important it is that we're putting this play on, especially in a public high school.
Because not a lot of people, not a lot of people were there when this happened, like especially from kids who are going to be watching it from our high school, and so they can't understand the gravity of it, and so when people actually come in, it brings in a real life situation to a real life situation, and like you see what's happening and you see how real that is. Because you can hear a story on the news and you can read something that happened, but seeing people act it out, and then if someone actually came and got mad and protested, it would really show you how against some people can be and how like criticizing people are.
Just show that like what we're doing is important, because I know we could have done Alice in Wonderland or Cinderella. Now I would have played a really good evil queen. Like, instead we chose to do this, and if a hate group showed up, that would show just how like what we're doing is important. It's not just a bunch of ragtag kids just putting on a play. It's we're conveying a social message to a group of people that never really get to see that and are so often, as I said before, like sheltered, but like that also don't want to. They don't really care enough to like go out in the world and find this information for themselves. So it's just really cool that someone could come out on a Friday night and watch this and like learn something and really take something out of it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just think that some of this stuff doesn't apply very much, or there's not really that much of a problem, and people are blowing it out of proportion. I think that would be a good example of showing how it is a problem, and it's actually something that exists.
I think that this play, because, you know, we could have done something a lot more, you know, that, you know, would have been more accepted, but I think that this play just goes to show how important the arts are, really. I mean, you know, we're sending a message, and, you know, I mean, you know, no offense, I don't think, you know, a football team can, you know, portray the same message that we can, so we're using our talents to, you know, how about somebody who doesn't have the power to? Because, you know, people are still hidden, you know, who might be, you know, and so I think we're sending a message that's just saying it's okay, and I think that we're using our talents because we all love what we're doing, and it's cool that we get to help people who can't, you know, help themselves.
Going along with what Elena said, I believe that this play is giving a voice to all the homosexuals out there, that they're not able to speak out, whether it's because of parents or they don't want to be judged, and this is a very good message for them to speak.
Well, we also are fortunate enough to have the head writer of the play come to our opening night. So does anyone want to talk about, you know, if you're excited, nervous?
I'm very, very nervous. I think Marquila's gonna handle it.
I'm like very nervous because I'm playing her, so I don't want to do a crap job. This kid is playing me like I want to portray her good.
Dip out during intermission.
Yeah, you gotta show that you're good, and not that we're a bunch of laughing, joking numbnuts.
If you think about it, this person has probably seen their play all over, and for her to come and see a bunch of like high school kids perform it, it's weird. It's weird. It's cool.
I mean, we're just like a suburban high school. I mean, I'm sure like lots of people have done this who are like, I mean, for lack of a better word, more important than we are.
Are you kidding me? Home with the Astros.
But I think it's cool though. I mean, and I think that it just shows another thing, that's just how important the arts are. I mean, of course she cares about her show, so like the fact that she's coming to see us, it's really like, I'm grateful. I'm sure other people are. I'm grateful that she's she cares so much about it. She'll care so much about the message.
I'm nervous and excited because, I mean, she could be like anywhere else in the world, but she decided to come here, and how can I put it? It's kind of like an opportunity to show, portray the message in a good way.
Like, we may be nervous and we might be excited, but that gives us a reason to put all of it into the show and give all of our emotion, all of our thoughts and all our feelings with the characters' emotions and thoughts. It'll make it that much more it'll make it more portrayable to the audience. And I think it just shows us how how cool we are. I was about to say that. I can't talk. I'm sorry.
You know, I think for me, when we started the show, I mean, obviously, we all knew it was based on a true story. But then, when you know it's said to you, you have someone who's in the show who came and went and interviewed these people is gonna come and watch it. It kind of just really hits you then, how real this is, and. I mean, like Allison said, we're a small group of suburban kids in this, and well, not a small high school, but in a high school, and there are real things going on around us, and it's unreal how real it is.
Your character even talks about it, Zubaida.
Yeah, you know, there's people who in this story say it's unreal, and then portraying that, I think it's pretty accurate emotions of my emotions because it's so unreal to me, but it does really just hit it home how like how important this is and how real this is.
Who needs to show how much are tickets? Why should they come?
Student tickets are $5.
With an ID.
If you go to Shepard High School and you're enrolled in an English class, you can probably get extra credit.
Yeah, it's
And-
an incentive.
Yeah, $10 for adults. Come out and support us
And our message.
and our
Next
message.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, and
November
Saturday.
5th, 6th, and 7th. Come
Yeah.
November 5th, that's when the head writer's gonna be.
Yeah.
7
$10 for anyone else.
7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m. is when
Seven.
the shows start. Solid time.
Come here or you'll have problems.
Not 7:01. Not
The tickets are
6:59,
sold at the
7.
door and not anywhere else.
Oh, and
The
you have a
door.
really cool bracelet too.
Oh yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hate is not an ABS value.
Shepard
Play
Shepard.
2015.
Yep. 15.
Woot woot.
Come see the play.
Yep. We got a bunch of fun.
you.